My beloved, if your eyes have reached this message, know this moment is not random. It is divinely orchestrated, perfectly timed, intricately woven into the sacred timeline of your life. Archangel Michael wants to speak to you for just 2 minutes. But within these minutes lies a spiritual force that will echo through your destiny. The air around you feels different because heaven is leaning closer. Right now the atmosphere is thick with divine urgency, vibrating with a message too important to delay. You were not brought here by chance or curiosity. You were drawn here because your pending miracle has been approved, and the heavens are in motion to release what has long been held back. This is your activation moment, a spiritual intervention created for your soul alone. Archangel Michael is not standing with his sword today in fury. He is kneeling with compassion, beckoning you not to skip, not to scroll, not to miss the blessing that is already approaching. Your spirit was summoned, because a gate that remained locked for years is now swinging open. You have felt stuck, delayed, overlooked, but that delay was divine preservation, and now the divine order has shifted. Your name has passed through heavenly courts. A verdict has been reached. You are to be blessed. You are to be restored. You are to be awakened. This isn't just another message. It is a prophetic release stamped with urgency and sacred intention. The miracle that was paused is now in motion. Your soul has been prepared for this release, and the spiritual blockage that kept you waiting, worrying, and wondering is now being dismantled by invisible hands. You may feel a strange calm sweep through your body, a sudden breathlessness or warmth in your chest. Those are signs. Your soul recognizes this moment before your mind does. Do not doubt it. Heaven's energy is swirling around you now, aligning you with what is already on its way. This is not a future blessing. This is a present shift. You are no longer being prepared. You are being delivered. Archangel Michael has been released to ensure that nothing interferes with what is rightfully yours. The spiritual resistance that surrounded your life has lost its power. The frequency of your breakthrough has arrived. Trust what you feel now. Trust the nudge. Trust the confirmation within. You are seen. You are chosen. You are exactly where you need to be. Say yes to this moment. Say yes to the miracle. Say yes to the divine that has never once forgotten your name. Archangel Michael is not just visiting you today. He has been appointed to this very moment by the throne of God. He comes not with chaos, but with divine calm, not with fury, but with favor. For days, weeks, even years, your prayers have lingered in the corridors of heaven. Questions asked in silence, hopes whispered in exhaustion, desires spoken with trembling faith. And though the world may have made you believe those prayers vanished into the void, Archangel Michael has carried every one of them. Today he speaks because those prayers have reached their fulfillment date. He has watched you wait with grace, walk with dignity, and suffer with silence. He has seen your resilience when others expected you to break. This is why he has come now, not only to deliver what is yours, but to ensure that nothing delays it any longer. The doors that once refused to open will now part with ease, not by force, but by spiritual authority. Archangel Michael is flanked by other heavenly beings, each carrying what has your name on it. Restoration, clarity, healing, direction. You were never denied. You were always destined, but destiny requires divine timing, and now that timing has aligned. The things you forgot you prayed for will suddenly surface in the form of answered promises. Michael has descended to remind you that while man's approval can shift with the wind, heaven's decree is immovable. You were approved not because you earned it, but because heaven remembered you. You are not just being watched, you are being honored. There were moments when your heart felt faint, when even your faith seemed fragile. But even then, Archangel Michael stood nearby, sword sheathed in patience, knowing the time would come when your heart would be ready to receive. That time is now. There are no more delays, no more spiritual backlogs, no more waiting for signs that already surround you. Michael's wings stretch wide, to cover your household, to seal your surroundings, to shield you from the arrows of doubt that will try to convince you this is not for you. But it is. It always has been. This message is your personal scroll, unsealed at last, and with it comes your instruction. Trust the process, walk through the open door, and do not question the blessing, just because it arrives in an unfamiliar package. Some blessings don't knock, they appear. Some don't wait, they crash into your life with unstoppable force. Archangel Michael has spoken, you are ready, your life is about to reflect what heaven has already declared. Something that once stood firm against you, that invisible barrier you couldn't name but could always feel, has finally been shattered by the hand of heaven. The blockage, the resistance, the spiritual interference that delayed your miracle, it's been revoked. That which once stood in the way of your peace, your progress, your promise, has now lost its footing, and you, child of divine favor, are being led into what once seemed impossible. This moment isn't about trying harder, it's about receiving with clarity. Archangel Michael has fought battles you didn't even know existed, intervened in conversations about your future that never reached your ears, silenced the schemes of those who sought to dim your light. Heaven did not just watch injustice happen, it recorded every moment, every mistreatment, every betrayal, and now divine compensation is coming. Someone who had power over your opportunities, someone who once blocked your blessings either knowingly or unknowingly, has been spiritually dismissed. Their influence is now null, their decisions no longer have authority over what happens next in your life. Archangel Michael is shifting the narrative. Your narrative. What once was denied is now released, not gradually, not cautiously, but swiftly. You'll notice how doors swing open without knocking, how opportunities find you without you seeking them, how solutions manifest even before the problems fully surface. That's the divine reversal. That's what happens when the delay ends, and it has ended. No more feeling like your prayers are echoes. No more standing on the threshold of hope without entry. The threshold has dissolved. You are no longer outside the gate, you are walking through it. The way has been cleared by heavenly command, and you must not doubt it simply because it's happening faster than expected. Speed does not diminish significance. Acceleration is the divine way of restoring what was stolen, skipped, or stifled. Archangel Michael has moved ahead of you to ensure the road is cleared, the timing is aligned, the people you need are summoned, and the ones you don't are gently removed. You will start to sense a freedom in your spirit, a clarity in your thinking, a shift in your surroundings. That's not your imagination, that's the path unblocking, and you are being invited, no commanded, to walk it boldly. You don't need anyone's confirmation when heaven has already given its decree. Let this be the moment you stop rehearsing the pain of the past, and start rehearsing the possibilities of your present. Let the old stories go, let the old limits dissolve. The story is no longer about what blocked you, it's about what's about to break through. You might be wondering how you'll know this isn't just a message, how you'll be certain that the words you're receiving are more than hope wrapped in language, and that confirmation, my beloved, will come first through your own body and spirit. Archangel Michael wants you to know the signs are already manifesting. Have you felt the sudden goosebumps with no cold wind, a pressure in your chest that wasn't pain but presence? A calm that replaced chaos in a single moment. These are not random sensations, these are divine confirmations. The body reacts when the spirit is touched. Heaven does not always announce itself with thunder. Sometimes it arrives through a whisper of warmth across your skin, or a stillness in your heart that you can't explain. Don't dismiss those sensations, they are your evidence, they are your proof. Emotional confirmation will also rise, waves of weeping that come without a clear reason, sudden surges of gratitude, unexpected memories that surface with clarity and healing rather than pain. That is your soul aligning with divine timing. You are feeling the breakthrough before it has physically arrived, because that's how spiritual transformation works. It always begins in the unseen. You may also begin to notice subtle, yet undeniable changes in your environment. Someone who used to drain your energy may suddenly withdraw without conflict. A door you gave up on may crack open again through someone entirely unexpected. A phone call, a message, a long-forgotten prayer request suddenly coming alive. These are all part of the divine choreography unfolding around you. You are not crazy, and this is not coincidence. This is the fulfillment of what was always planned for you. You were never off track. you were just being prepared. That tingling in your spine, that sudden lightness after a heavy week, that urge to breathe deeply and be still, don't brush it away. It is heaven confirming that Archangel Michael has been dispatched, that the miracle is not only real, but already underway. And yes, you may feel tired. Yes, you may feel like it's too good to be true. But Michael says your exhaustion is not from failure. It's from carrying a promise that is now ready to be born. The contractions are spiritual, the birth is divine, so lean into what you feel, not with doubt but with faith. This is not emotional manipulation, it's emotional validation. You are not being fooled, you are being fulfilled. Archangel Michael wants you to recognize the language of heaven, as it speaks not only through scripture, not only through signs, but through the deepest rhythms of your own soul. Trust it. Trust the God in you who recognizes his voice, even in silence. There is a countdown in the spirit that few can see, but many feel, a holy clock ticking, not with anxiety but with purpose. Archangel Michael wants you to understand, the number 2 is not just symbolic in this moment. It's sacred. 2 minutes, 2 days, 2 shifts, 2 signs. A divine sequence has been activated, and it carries with it a spiritual assignment, tailor-made for you. Heaven has been watching your obedience, your restraint, your faithfulness, when no one was applauding. That has not gone unnoticed. In fact, the quiet moments of surrender you offered, when nobody else could see, were louder in heaven than the grandest declarations of praise. And now, those moments are returning to you as fruit. Michael says, you are not simply here to be blessed. You are being called into alignment with a divine responsibility. You have something to carry, something to release, something to activate, not for the world, but for a few. Your words, your energy, your presence, it's been marked by heaven for impact. This is why the countdown matters, because the assignment tied to your miracle is not just about receiving, it's about becoming the healed one who heals, becoming the delivered one who sets others free, becoming the restored one who walks others through the valley of shadows with a torch in hand. Archangel Michael is placing this weight upon your heart, not to burden you, but to awaken what's already inside. You have been chosen not for spotlight, but for sacred work. And that work begins the moment you say yes, not just to the miracle, but to the mission. Do not be afraid of what it requires. Do not disqualify yourself because of your past. Heaven never consults your history to write your destiny. This countdown is not about pressure, it's about preparation. Within these moments, something is aligning, a door is being opened, a name is being spoken in a room you haven't entered, a decision is being made in your favor. You don't have to know how, it's already happening. Just stay in position, be spiritually alert, listen more, speak less, discern deeper. The countdown is also a covering. While the world rushes, you will be shielded. While others scatter, you will be sent. Archangel Michael is not just a messenger, he is a warrior guardian over your assignment. You will begin to notice this shift, even in your dreams. Vivid visions, strong emotional impressions, timely encounters. These are the tools of divine alignment. Pay attention. The sacred countdown is not ending, it is beginning, and with it, your assignment is unfolding. You were never just a bystander in the plan of God. You were a vessel, waiting to be filled, and now ready to be poured. There is someone whose absence you've long mourned, even if you never showed it. Someone whose departure felt unjust, unfinished, or unexplainable. Archangel Michael wants you to hear this clearly. Their exit was never the end of the story. Heaven has issued a divine summons, and their spirit has been stirred, not by nostalgia but by revelation. They are being awakened to something they once overlooked. This person, whether from recent memory or long ago, is connected to your next chapter, not because they complete you, but because they carry something that belongs to your destiny. It could be an apology, a truth, a key, a resource, or a role only they can fill. Their return is not about romance or recognition, it is about restoration. Archangel Michael has whispered your name into their atmosphere. And they don't understand why you've entered their thoughts again, but heaven knows. The relationship may not resume the way it once was, and it may not even be for a prolonged season, but their reappearance will mark a shift. They were part of the delay, their absence held space for your growth, but now their role must be realigned. When they return, through a message,
a chance meeting, a sudden call. Do not respond with bitterness or disbelief. Respond with discernment. Not every return means reconciliation, but every divine return means revelation. You are not to chase them, nor are you to resist them in pride. You are to watch what God is doing and listen closely for instruction. Archangel Michael warns the enemy will attempt to twist this re-entry, to turn it into confusion or emotional chaos. Don't let that happen. Guard your heart. Stay grounded in peace. Their return will unlock something in you, a piece of closure, a divine appointment, an overdue restoration, and yes, it may even reignite something you thought was buried. But let God lead, not emotion. This is spiritual choreography, not coincidence. Heaven is orchestrating this encounter with precision. The person who once walked away with misunderstanding,
or the voices of the past rob you of what is rightfully yours. Heaven is not voting on your future, it's declaring it. And the declaration is this: you are ready, you are worthy, you are covered. So now, rise, walk into what has been waiting, and when you do, carry it not with pride, but with purpose. For this final plea is not only a call to believe, it is a call to become. Now that the message has been delivered, the words spoken, and the truth revealed, Archangel Michael invites you into a moment of silence, not emptiness, but sacred stillness, where divine activation begins. This is not the time to talk about your miracle. This is the time to internalize it, to seal it with reverence. The blessing coming your way is not for display, it's for destiny, not for validation, but for transformation. Heaven doesn't need you to prove anything, it needs you to be present, to be still, and to say thank you. Gratitude is your signature on this divine agreement. It is your spiritual confirmation that says, I trust what I heard, I accept what was released, I believe what is coming. So pause, breathe deeply, let that gratitude rise up from your belly, not because everything makes sense yet, but because something inside you knows, this is real. You are not imagining this moment, you are inside it. And now, activation begins. As your spirit acknowledges the word, heaven begins to move. The wheels of divine order turn faster. The atmosphere around your name becomes charged with motion. This isn't the kind of activation you broadcast. It's the kind that sits quietly within you, waiting for the right door, the right whisper, the right step to spark it into visible fire. Archangel Michael assures you that you are not behind, not late, not forgotten. You are right on time for the miracle you didn't even know was approved. But you must hold it close now. Don't rush to explain. Don't water it down to match someone else's understanding. This is sacred, and sacred things grow best in secret. Guard your peace, protect your joy, and let gratitude be the incense that keeps the spiritual connection flowing. The more you give thanks, the more space you make for blessing. The more you bless this moment with your silence, the louder heaven echoes it in your future. This is the spiritual law of activation. Quiet faith moves faster than loud fear. Archangel Michael has done his part. Heaven has done its part. Now, it is your turn. Stay in silence just long enough to feel your soul catch up to the magnitude of this moment. Then rise, walk with bold gratitude. Speak only what builds. Expect only what aligns. You have not only been chosen, you've been activated, and nothing will be the same.